Hi guys, this is Dr. Ron Rivera from Prometheus Medical. Today I'm going to talk to you about NAD+. NAD+ is a molecule of utmost interest to the anti-aging community because of its amazing properties that we're going to talk about in a bit. First thing that I want to talk to you is the biology or the science behind its use. Okay, the next thing that I have here is the human cell. And if you see in this human cell, you're going to see some oval-shaped yellowish structures. These are the mitochondria. Mitochondria are the power generator, the power plant in the cell. If the mitochondria are not working properly, disease is going to settle in. Let's say, even your brain, the neurons, which are the cells there, their mitochondria, their energy producing structures are not making energy in the correct way, you will not be able to remember things. You will not be able to be creative. And it also will not be able to send the signal to the muscle to actually generate contraction and produce the movement you wanna perform. Also, but if the muscle mitochondria is not working well, it doesn't matter if the signal in the neuron is awesome, the muscle will not be able to produce the movement. So if you start seeing, the mitochondria can play a very important role in human life. This small organelle is so important that it is responsible of more than 85% of diseases that affect humans. Just go, for example, and think about the gastrointestinal tract. If the cells in your gastrointestinal tract do not have the proper functioning of the mitochondria, that's the energy producing part, then you will get nausea, diarrhea, constipation, indigestion, malabsorption of nutrients. You see how deep this goes? So these are some of the benefits that you will see with the NAD. And it helps in DNA repair. It says reduce the rate of aging. It fights fatigue. Now, when we say DNA repair, it's because, hey, repairing our DNA from damages that are caused with pesticides that are in foods, with all the contaminants that we deal in the environment, that requires a boatload of energy. Now, reducing the rate of aging, this happens in this way. Our cells need to be efficient in order to activate the longevity gene, which is called SIRT, S-I-R-T. When we don't have enough energy, the cells become inefficient, and she goes into a state that is called senescence. And well, first it goes quiet, and then it becomes senescence, which is senile. When it becomes senile, we get addiction. So if we maintain the cell being effective, the cell continues to divide, continues its function, so that way it stays longer and that SIRT gene is activated. Obviously, if we're improving energy, we're improving performance, we're fighting fatigue. When it says here that it helps the liver deal with the damage caused by alcohol, what we're really talking about, it's a liver that is more effective at detoxifying because of the same reason. When we go to the central nervous system, we see that sleep is a lot better, it's slowing the cognitive decline. And why I say this here is NAD has been studied in neurodegenerative diseases, and has shown to change the outcome to a more favorable one. Boost the energy, boost the metabolism. Again, I will continue to say it. If your mitochondria are working well and your energy is flowing the way it should be, how will your performance be? It'll be better. It is not a guarantee to use NAD and say, oh, I'm going to be super awesome. No, because our performance in life not only depends on one supplement, it not only depends on one hormone. The body's a very holistic thing. We gotta think about the balancing the hormones, supporting with peptides, natural supplements, hydration, diet, the people you surround with, the exercises you do, the meditation, the yoga, the spiritual practices, everything, everything is actually what will give you in the end is the sum of that good health that you're pursuing. In this slide, I show you that it improves mental clarity, but there's a word here that's kind of like a bad mouth word, which is called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the capacity neurons have to make new connections. These new connections are important if we want to learn new things, gain new skills, but it's also important in people that have, let's say, a stroke, because they lost the ability to move one part of the body, and now they're trying to make new connections to produce that movement again. So that's where neuroplasticity goes, the capacity of the nerves to adapt and make new connections. The next step or the next bullet that you have there is called the bad macrophage. In the brain, macrophage is called microglia. This type of cells, what it does, it eats all the inflammatory debris and those senescent cells, the senile cells that are no longer doing their job. The problem is that this macrophage or microglia, after being doing his job for a while, he kind of gets intoxicated and then rebels against the system. And now he is sending all the inflammation back out and destroying even the good ones. The last bullet you see there is the lengthening of the telomeres. The DNA is like a department store. As we age, we don't use certain information and it gets tossed in the garbage, signaling our body that, hey, we're no longer going to use those things. It means that the show's almost over. So the telomeres start shortening. When I say that it is the DNA, it is a department store, it's because this is what happens with your DNA. Not everything that's there is set in stone. For example, there's two twin brothers. One of them decides that he's going to drink, he's going to smoke, and he's not going to exercise. And he'll get into a lot of toxic relationships. That's one. Those are one genes or sets of genes in the DNA that will be activated. Now we have the twin brother that decided he is going to eat right, and it's the correct way. He's gonna check for his food sensitivities and only eat the things that his body don't react to them. He's gonna exercise regularly. He's gonna do yoga, meditation. He's gonna have a good routine of spiritual practices. He decides to go balance his hormones. He decides to find out which natural supplements are good for him. So are those genetics gonna be the same? The DNA probably is, and not the genetics. I should say the phenotype. The way that genetic information will be expressed, it'll be very different, if you understand me. But what I was gonna I got sidetracked there. What I was gonna say really is that lengthening the telomeres is telling the body the contrary. Hey, dude, this is going for long. Let's continue, keep this here because we don't know if this guy is going to use it later in the future. So if you see now therapy with NAD, it's probably a very promising therapy for the near future. I am very excited that we have incorporated this in medicine, that it is back in the game. I'm using it. I have a few of my patients have decided to start using it as well. At least in my experience, I have used it both injectable and we have done international preparations. The results are astonishing. I wish we could study it more. I hope medicine turns its face to this and stop doing the sick care that we actually, not stop doing it. We need the sick care system. We need it. But we need to work on real prevention. Right now, we don't have a real preventive medicine system. What we have is, if you're going to get a breast cancer, we want to make sure that we get it when you get it so we can start treating it. We're not doing anything today to prevent those things from happening. Modifying the lifestyles, modifying the eating habits, trying to take away those toxins that alter in the body in order for those different types of cancers to develop, trying to modify lifestyles and modify diets to push away or delay the onset of Alzheimer. So I don't know if it's enough for you to understand, but that's where I'm going with this. I hope you have found this talk very interesting, and keep tuned to get more pearls and what is to stay healthy.